What minimum age must you be to apply for a New Jersey CLP? 18 years old. You must be at least 18 to hold a commercial learner's permit. Let's continue. How many questions are on the NJ CDL General Knowledge Test? 50. The exam consists of 50 multiple choice questions. Here's another. What is the passing score requirement? 80%. You must answer at least 40 out of 50 correctly to pass. Moving on, you must hold your CLP for at least how long before taking the skills test? 14 days. A 2-week waiting period ensures adequate practice time. Up next, the pre-trip inspection covers which of the following? Vehicle systems and components. You inspect brakes, lights, steering, tires, and more. Onwards. What does a steady yellow traffic light indicate? Prepare to stop if it is safe. The signal is about to turn red. Slow down. Keep going. A double solid yellow line down the center of the road means no passing in either direction. Neither side may cross these lines to overtake. Time for another. When merging onto a freeway, you should adjust your speed to match the traffic flow. Merging at similar speeds reduces conflict. Proceeding. How far in advance must you signal before a turn? At least 100 feet. Early signaling alerts other drivers to your intentions. What is off-tracking? Trailer wheels cutting inside the tractor's path. On tight turns, the trailer's path deviates inward. Here's one more. What color is the emergency airline glad hand? Red identifies the emergency brake supply line. Continuing, what color is the service airline glad hand? Blue marks the service foot brake airline. Moving forward, failure to obey the move over law can result in a charge of reckless driving. Violations are treated as serious misdemeanors. Next up, what does a pentagon-shaped sign warn of? School zones and crossings. It warns you to watch for children and pedestrians. Let's keep going. The low air warning signal must activate before pressure drops below 60 psi. This alarm alerts you to a dangerous loss of braking capacity. Here's another. What is the normal operating pressure range for air brakes? 100 to 125 psi. Maintaining this range ensures reliable brake performance. On to this. When should you drain air tanks manually? At the end of each driving day, draining removes moisture that can freeze or corrode. Proceeding. What is the maximum allowable air leakage rate for a single vehicle during a static leak test? 2 psi per minute. Excess leakage indicates a system leak needing repair. What is the maximum allowable air leakage rate for a combination vehicle during a static leak test? 3 psi per minute. Combination rigs have a slightly higher allowable leak rate. Next question. The purpose of the compressor governor is to control when the compressor pumps air into the tanks. It maintains system pressure between cut-in and cut-out. Let's move on. How do you test the tractor protection valve? Shut off trailer air supply and apply trailer brakes. This confirms the valve closes to protect tractor air. Here's another. A trailer air supply control knob is used to charge trailer air tanks and release emergency brakes. It controls airflow to the trailer brake system. Continuing, what defines jackknife on a combination vehicle? When tractor and trailer form a sharp angle, this dangerous condition can cause loss of control. Onwards, what is the purpose of the slack adjuster check? Ensure proper brake adjustment. Correct clearance is vital for effective braking. Keep going. The proper reaction to a front tire blowout is to hold steering wheel firmly and stay off brakes. This helps you maintain control without sudden braking. Time for another. When testing service brakes on a combination vehicle, applied leakage must not exceed 6 psi per minute. Higher leakage under application indicates maintenance is needed. Moving forward, what does a broken white line between lanes signify? Lane changes are permitted. You may change lanes when it's safe to do so. Next up, when is it legal to drive in a bicycle lane? Only to prepare for a right turn. Do not use the bike lane for through travel. Almost there. What must you check before each trip? Mirrors, brakes, lights, tires. A quick check prevents obvious defects from causing accidents. Here's another. How often must you inspect cargo securement before, during, and after each trip? Regular checks ensure the load remains safely restrained. Continuing on, what does ABS do in a commercial vehicle? Helps prevent wheel lockup under braking. ABS maintains steering control during hard stops. Up next, the minimum tread depth for front tires on a CMV is 4/32" steer tires require extra tread for safe handling. Moving along, the minimum tread depth for rear tires on a CMV is 2/30" drive and trailer tires must meet this basic traction standard. Next question. How far from a railroad crossing must a placarded vehicle stop? 15 to 50 feet from nearest rail nails. This clearance provides space to see and react to trains. Let's keep going. What phone number provides 24-hour emergency hazmat response? 1-800-424-882 Chemtrek. Chemtrek offers technical guidance for hazmat incidents. Here's another. What is the UN number for anhydrous ammonia? UN 1005. This code identifies the chemical for shipping and response. Onwards, how many identical placards are required on a placarded trailer? 4, front, rear, both sides. Placards must be visible from every approach. Continuing, when transporting mixed loads, you must placard for the highest hazard class present. Always display the most hazardous materials placard. Next up, what is the minimum size for placards on highway vehicles? 10, 75 inches square. This size ensures placards are legible at a distance. Let's move on. Where must shipping papers be kept during transport? Within reach of the driver. They must be immediately accessible in an emergency. Here's one more. Who conducts the background check for hazmat endorsements? TSA, the Transportation Security Administration, vets hazmat applicants. Proceeding. How often must hazmat training be renewed? Every 2 years, biennial refresher courses keep drivers up to date. Almost there. What is the threshold quantity requiring placarding for hazardous materials? When amount equals or exceeds 1,001 pounds gross weight, below this exempted quantity, placards are not required. Next question. What is the purpose of the Emergency Response Guidebook, ERG? Provide initial response guidance for hazmat incidents. The ERG offers first responder action steps for spills and fires. Let's continue. For livestock and transport, temperature checks must be made every 4 hours. Regular checks help ensure animal welfare. Moving along, when fueling, you should turn off engine and attend nozzle. This prevents fuel vapor ignition and spills. Here's another. What does a .T specification marking on a package indicate? Compliance with performance standards. It shows the container meets federal testing requirements. Onwards, when must you test the parking brake system? During each pre-trip inspection, verifying spring brake operation is essential for safety. Continuing, what must you do if a placard becomes illegible? Replace it before driving. Clear placards are critical for emergency response. Up next, what is the purpose of the emergency airline in a combination vehicle? Supplies air to the trailer's emergency brakes and controls the trailer air tank pressure. Loss of pressure in this line triggers the trailer brakes.